Hello, everybody. Welcome back to ChaoticCorp. I'm your co-host, Big Chief Tristan. I'm gonna hand it off to your host, Big Chief Jordan.
Welcome back to another podcast episode.
It was a good episode until like
That ending.
the end. The end was just kind of like. Then again, we can't always have good things happen, but at
No,
the same time, it's just like,
no.
why did that have to happen?
I made the comment
I
that
would
that
have
was
had the exact opposite happen. That's what I would have had.
right. I had the exact.
It's kind of messed up.
My comment was that this is worse than the Infinity War Part 1 ending. And I remember going to theaters in Tennessee with you, and I sat above you, and you were down below, so I was watching your expression the exact moment everyone started disappearing, and you threw your own, and you were like, what the fuck?
I remember that.
Except you didn't say that because we were on a school trip, but
Oh, yeah,
I know that's what you was going through your mind. This episode really got me, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
It was so insane with, we finally found out how Steven came to be. Marc is originally the original body. Marc had a brother. He did have parents. And, we assumed that Steven did too. So, I kind of figured that, I don't know. Okay, let's backtrack on our theories. Your theory was...
my theory was, starting off, was that Steven was the original. And I was still kind of like stumped on why Marc was his brother. I was like, oh yeah, that's probably why Marc is called Marc, but that's not Marc. And then once the cave scene happened, everything else happened, I was lost at that point. Because my original theory, as I expressed on the last episode...
Yeah, I wanted to know your original theory.
Yeah, it was that Steven was like the original. He went to the dig site. He got executed. And then he got resurrected by Khonshu. And then that's what created Marc, and Marc believes that he was the original, but really he wasn't. But here we're learning something totally different. I just want to say, I know the original comics, Marc is the original. I understand that. For anyone, putting in comments or whatever, I just sometimes you gotta change some things up to...
Yeah, and that's what we thought they did, and I was totally fine with that change. I thought it was a nice... Sometimes they go too outwardly, but this would have been a nice twist. And it was at first. They really got me thinking that this was Steven's point of view. My original point or theory was kind of bumping off of your theory, where Marc did go to the dig site, and somehow Steven's consciousness went into Marc's body. I don't really exactly remember how I came up with that theory, if I'm going to be honest with you. It sounds kind of silly now that I think about it.
It could have worked.
It could have worked because
but
I'd have
ultimately none of us were right.
Right. He crawled up to the tomb of Khonshu, died, and was asked, "Do you want to die, or do you want to live as my avatar, and seek vengeance on those who would do harm?" And the statue of Khonshu looks exactly, or almost exact, like it does in the comics, which is awesome. We got to see Layla's dad, and the whole burial dig site scene. It's not really like a burial, but it's just a bunch of dead bodies, although I thought they maybe were going to touch more up on the other mercenary, his coworker.
I think that was just bullshit.
No. What do you mean? You think someone else shot Marc?
Well, no, I mean...
He literally said it in, episode 3.
I feel like he said that, yeah, Layla, I didn't have a choice.
No, see, that's because that's what happened in the comics. I mean, we did just say that they do twists. So I'm all for a twist, as long as it makes sense.
I guess if it makes sense, then it's,
Right. I really like the idea of the ship, the Egyptian style ship that they were on that was taking people either to the fields of reeds or I don't remember what the other name was. Basically, if you get thrown off, you get frozen in sand. for eternity. And that's pretty much where the whole episode ended. Steven got taken off of the ship because he saved Mark. And Mark was left alone. And you saw Steven getting frozen in the sand. And that kind of set me over. That's kind of the worst part of this whole episode. I thought we were going to get to see Steven in the Field of Reeds with Mark after Tawada finally figured out how to pronounce that word, by the way. After she said that the scales finally stopped moving and they finally balanced out. And of course, like you said while we were watching the show, last minute finally balanced out as soon as he fell off into the sand. So that was just kind of poor timing. No,
I think it was because of is why the scales.
Yeah, I kind of started freaking out. I was like, I swear, if the reason why he leveled out or the scales leveled out was because of Steven going overboard, I'm just gonna lose it. I mean, I guess we'll figure that out in I
guess so. They might explain it in the next episode.
Hopefully,
it was the final episode, isn't it?
Next week's the final episode. It's crazy. This was a journey.
It was.
And it's one more episode. It was also really crazy. I was
only here for half the journey.
Yeah, I know, but you caught up fast. At least you watched the other episodes. So, it was crazy to see all those people just going to the underworld. I'm assuming that they resurrected Ahmet, because after he got shot, fell in the water. Oh, you know what?
I mean, the statue was right there.
No. I'm sorry. The statue was handed off to Layla, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah,
now.
But how far is she gonna really get away from?
That's true. She could have gotten caught, and the statue was then in Arthur's possession. That could have happened. Hopefully it didn't, but
hopefully it didn't. But all those, I feel like that's what happened. I feel like
true.
That's what our next episode will open up as, is Layla trying to get away and then them getting it. And then I think within the first 15 minutes it'll show you, we resurrected her and now all hell's breaking loose.
Right. That's gonna be insane. That's an Avengers level threat. A Moon Knight level threat. But he's Moon Knight no more. Wait, what if you think Layla might resurrect Khonshu, and then but she can't see Khonshu because she's not his avatar. What if she resurrects him somehow and does end up becoming his avatar for the time being, so that she can somehow save Mark and Steven?
So the way that the goddess explained it was that if they were returned, they're still in a body that's dead.
Right. I understand.
They need to be Khonshu's avatar to basically.
Right. I'm saying, what if he's like, all right, I'm gonna get Mark and Steven back, because the reason why they died was because they didn't have Khonshu's healing power, which we found out about. So what if he's got Layla, but then he gets rid of Layla? She's still alive. We haven't figured out if someone dies after they've been with Khonshu or not. I mean, I'm assuming not, because Arthur said that he was Khonshu's.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there is a way to walk away from it.
Right, but I mean, we honestly don't really know if they die. He could have just said, "All right, be gone."
Right.
But anyways, that would be pretty interesting. Be maybe a female Moon Knight for half an episode or something. Maybe not even a full Moon Knight costume. Maybe just, hey, I'm your avatar. Let's go save these other guys. But I mean, that would be pretty interesting to see. I don't know if they're gonna go through that. I'm just trying to think of different ways that they could come back.
What could happen is that he gets resurrected somehow, broken free from the little chess piece that he is. And he doesn't really need an avatar to roam around, I feel like.
No, not at that point, I don't think.
I feel like he could just walk around. So They time it just right, and Mark goes back to the body, and then he makes the deal again. Said, "Hey, do you want to choose life or death?" Because he could be alive, like let's say for like a few seconds to, just to accept the deal, and there we go. I feel like that would probably the routes that they would like take to resurrect.
Right, but I'm wondering how they would save Steven.
I'm also wondering that too.
Yeah, I mean, what if... Okay, how about this? Because there is a council, what if they finally say, okay, you were right, Concha was right, that Ahmet was trying to be resurrected by this man, Arthur.
Yeah, because you kind of can't, like, hide that.
Also, why the...
You know what I mean?
You know what? I just realized, if he's not really her avatar, then why was he able to go to that council meeting in the first place? That just hit me just now. 2 episodes later. You realize that, right?
Weird. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't understand that at all.
Whose avatar is he really?
Yeah.
So...
I think we get to rewatch this episode.
We might have to rewatch that episode, but I feel like...
Because I feel like he was openly Ahmed's avatar. But if she's...
Right, she's still imprisoned. She can't have an avatar if she's not imprisoned. All the powers? So what powers does he have? This is getting interesting.
Well, he does have power. He does have power that's nature to Ahmed, but...
No, you know what? I remember I was getting ready to tell you a theory that I had heard on like episode 2 or episode 3, that it's not really Ahmet, because Ahmet doesn't have the scales. Obviously, it's Anubis. So that maybe he's actually Anubis's, and Anubis didn't tell anybody. But that he serves Ahmet, and Anubis wants Ahmet to come back for like a specific reason. So like Anubis and Ahmet would be working together.
That would make sense. I actually do like that theory.
I didn't come up with that. I mean, I came up with that last little bit. I'm gonna be honest with you, because the only theory part that I heard was that he was just with Anubis and not Ahmet. So that's...
I thought the dude was with Anubis too, because the scales of justice.
Right, but then he was saying that he worships Ahmet. So, I mean, all the more reason for him to have Anubis's powers of judging people, and then taking, their life force if you're good or evil. And then Ahmet, maybe I am just thinking too much. I'm debunking my own theories before they've even, been able to be debunked by the show.
I don't know what Ahmed is and like what she's...
Neither do I, if I'm going to be honest with you.
However, Anubis has, let's say, the power to weigh your rights and wrongs.
Right. I think he does have that power.
Yeah. So what it could be is that Ahmed had this philosophy, and eventually Anubis came to agree with said philosophy, and also just so happened had the power to carry out said philosophy.
Okay.
Whereas if you snuff out evil early on,
right,
there won't be evil. So let's say Anubis has the power to figure out or know, whether or not the person's good deeds is going to outweigh their bad deeds, or vice versa, just from the very conception of the person even existing.
Makes sense.
He realizes its philosophy. He starts to agree with it, and then here we are now, where he has an avatar, and they're both kind of serving Ahmed and their philosophy.
Yeah, because you got to remember, he didn't judge that one old man on the second episode. When the old man picked up the amulet.
I could have sworn he did.
No, I looked back like at least twice, and the cane wasn't... Either it was in his hand or it wasn't. But regardless, he didn't take the time to judge him. He just straight up touched him, and he stole his life force.
I just feel like they...
Yeah, I know you're saying that maybe they just did it really quick, but...
You did say you watched it twice, which gives you a little bit more power in this debate, but I want to go see it myself again.
No, of course.
I could have sworn that he just judged him really quick and said, I'm sorry. Like, I just feel like he wouldn't just randomly kill an old man.
Right.
You know.
Maybe they did do it quick, because I did hear him say the words, "I wish you could see the world that we build," but only after, for some reason, he was like, "Listen, that amulet belongs to me. I'm sorry about that. I can offer you food and shelter." And then
he just killed him.
yeah, and then he took it from him after he handed it to the guy, and he did take his hand, but
And
not both of them.
Right, and it's not like, dude, it's not like he could have. It's not like the old man could have ran away from him.
Right.
You know,
He definitely died. We saw that.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't need to go up. What I'm saying is, he doesn't need to go up and say, "I could offer you food and shelter. Just give me that, please." He could have just took it from him.
True.
And snapped his neck if he wanted to.
Yeah, you're right. So we'll definitely have to review that.
But instead, he was like, "I could offer you food and shelter. Give me that. Here's a quick little test."
Yeah, and then he says, "I'm sorry. I wish you could see the world that we build," like you said to the old lady in episode 1. Yeah. I mean, it's a possibility. It could go either way. We're definitely gonna have to review that.
Yeah.
That whole scene where he was realizing where Marc had a brother. I honestly, for a second there, thought that Steven was his brother's name was Steven, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or no. Stephen Grant was off of that Tomb Buster show.
They never said his name.
You're right.
They never said his name. I feel like that was intended for the audience to believe that was Steven.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like at first, because when Steven said, "Oh, I had a brother," he assumed that kid was him.
Right.
And it was also for the audience to also assume.
That's exactly what I assumed.
The audience been like, "Oh, was Steven the original? What's happening here?" Whatever. And then it came to a point of realization that those were never Steven's memories.
Right.
Or those were never the memories of that kid. That was the memories of Marc.
Yeah, it took me a second to realize that, if I'm going to be honest with you.
They never said it. Took me a second too, but they never said that kid's name.
Nonetheless, that whole thing was like amazing.
Definitely.
It was getting me like emotional, because the way that his mother was just treating him. I mean, I feel like rightfully so. Huh?
It made me emotional too.
Yeah, I feel like rightfully so, but at the same time, she might have taken it a little bit far, you know? And just the pure fact that, everything he was saying, hey, you got to, when Steven figured it out, once he went up into that room, he was like, hey, you got to live a life full of,
you didn't have to,
you thought that you were loved, you didn't have to feel any pain like I did. And that just got me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Marc's life was shit.
Yeah.
And the fact that someone needs to create another identity or personality just to escape from that's pretty like hardcore, Yeah. That's some serious counseling right there, which is what he was basically getting like in his own head.
Right.
And I noticed all these little parallels, like in the room you saw the little toy right beneath the poster, the toy or wooden the wooden scales. Like I just figured out after watching episode 4 that there was like the Rubik's Cube. Someone was messing around with a Rubik's Cube from the first episode. There was like the goldfish right in front of him as he was sitting in the wheelchair off to the right. And even Bonnie from his job at the museum, she was in there too with a stuffed animal. Remember, he had to put away the stuffed animals. There was just a bunch of parallels and stuff. I'll have to find the rest of them in this episode. But what did you really like about this whole episode?
I really enjoyed that whole segment where he was like finding out, or like at least the first half of seeing Steven's memories. I think it was very well done, and it was very misleading at first, where like you said, you thought it was the memories of that kid,
Right.
but really it was the memories of Mark. I think they did that pretty well. What was yours?
Honestly, I might have to agree with you right there. That whole thing.
See, I
where
didn't think you were gonna say that. I thought you were gonna say the resurrection.
the resurrection.
Yeah, because I remember you were
The
really
very
excited
end?
for the resurrection. No.
Oh, you mean at the tomb?
I thought that's what you were gonna say
I-
because you were very excited.
No, I
very
was
vocal.
so excited by that. It's probably my favorite scene. What you described too, when he was figuring things out and finding out Steven coming to realization that his mom is dead because he came back out of the body, and turns out that Steven was the one that took him to the psych ward and was talking to Dr. Harrow, not Mark. And Dr. Harrow was like, "Hey, I was wondering when I was gonna get to talk to you again." And then he was like, "Well, you brought yourself in." He's the one who admitted himself, and then he was like, "All right, I'm gonna call your mom." And then it was just dial tone, like there was no one there. It was a little messed up, but like he had to come to the realization that his mom was dead.
Right.
And really just that whole that, like you said, that whole segment that he was realizing that he was the alternate personality. The reason why it's my favorite is because it actually got me a little emotional. I feel like for me, if they get me emotional, it's gonna be my favorite, whether it's a movie or a scene,
Right.
But no, I really did like that tomb scene. So yeah, it was great. I'm trying to think of some other good things that happened. The music at the end is always good. It's been good for the past 5 episodes.
Great.
Turns out, this is funny. I think I just found this out. In episode 2, it's either 2 or 3, but they play Egyptian street music at the end, where they go to where he opens the blinds and they're in Egypt.
Yeah.
There's Egyptian street music being played, and apparently that's illegal in Egypt. I don't know what makes it illegal. I really don't. Maybe because it's like you're on the street. I'm assuming it's.
Countries have weird laws. Chief.
I know. They call it street music, so I'm assuming that they're just on the street playing music.
It's illegal.
It's illegal to like express yourself in a musical way, I guess. I don't know. I haven't looked up the laws, but I just heard that
so it's like that one town and that one what's that movie? Footloose.
Footloose? Okay, tell me about it.
Yes. What I'm saying is it's like Footloose.
Footloose is illegal.
You ever see Footloose?
Yeah, I mean not all of it, but
what I'm saying is Egypt is like Footloose, where you can't like play music anywhere.
Oh yes. Now I remember, and I only know that because of the Guardians of the Galaxy scene where he's like, he dances and shit to save the universe or something.
That's the only reason why I knew Kevin Bacon was in that film, was because of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, the references. We get references more than anything, right? So I mean I had heard from like someone like doing a review on that second episode, and they were just freaking out because they were Egyptian and they were like hearing the Egyptian street music.
And they just started closing their windows and shit.
Yeah. Her mom just comes in. What are you listening to? No, but seriously, I think
not their mom. The damn SWAT team comes in.
I think like part of Moon Knight is like banned in Egypt, or
Only part of it though.
No, I can't remember exactly what it was.
It was Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is banned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it banned in China or is it banned in Egypt?
It's banned in Egypt.
Yes.
I saw this meme where it was like Marvel makes a hero about ancient Egypt, and then it says Egypt bans Doctor Strange, and then it was just the Green Goblin saying, "I offered you friendship,
and you spat in my face." Yes,
yeah.
That is exactly what I was referencing. That's hilarious. That's really funny to me.
It's crazy.
But yeah, the music has been really good at the end of each episode. It's very unique. to each episode, I believe.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about the last episode. Each episode has a different director, and we just haven't been paying attention to it. Huh?
I said, yeah, we haven't been really paying attention to the director.
No.
Did know the directors on what, episode 3 or 4?
4, because it was horror filled, and we did research, and they were horror artists in the film industry. So that was really cool to find out.
Yeah, those were the only directors we really researched.
Right. So
all of them have been great. All of them have been great. It was the episode 4 really stood out to us because we were like, oh, this is like a horror film.
It was really good. And so was this episode. This episode really got me emotional. Like I said before,
this episode was good. It was just like something. It was just that episode 4 was something I did not expect to see.
Right.
I expect to see everything I saw in this episode. Like showing wise. But yeah, that's why I noted the directors in episode 4. Right. I didn't expect any of that.
I didn't expect dead people to be in this, and I definitely didn't expect them to show like an attempted suicide.
You know what? You have a point there, yeah.
Right. Which only makes the show at like the top of my list out of all of the Marvel shows right now. I'd probably still have to put Loki at second. And then maybe WandaVision as third, and then probably Falcon and Winter Soldier last. Only because it kind of was a little slow.
He was asking me, like, how good was Moon Knight, because he's trying to, like, find some, what was it?
Things to watch.
Find some Marvel shows to watch, because he was only going to watch Loki, he was like, I was debating between, like, Hawkeye and Moon Knight, and I told him last night, like, well, so far, me and Jordan... I told him straight up, I was like, there's been a few reviews of Hawkeye that we were like, I didn't like this episode. But with Moon Knight, we did. We
how
had
did I forget about that just goes to show how not that just goes to show how not good the show was, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
Like the show, like I told him the show wasn't bad, especially towards the end. But I told him that I 100% enjoyed Moon Knight as far as I've seen, which at that point was only 4 episodes, more than I've enjoyed Hawkeye. But yeah, as far as like the most of the Marvel shows, I think I'd put it at the top of my list, and I think Loki would probably be the second.
Right.
And I haven't seen all of WandaVision yet.
What have you watched? Because remember, I said that I wanted to watch it with you.
The last thing I remember was Pietro.
Oh, you're pretty far in.
Walked through the door and said, "Hey, I'm here."
You're pretty far in.
Some woman was like, "Oh, she recasted Pietro."
Yeah, that was she was in the Thor movie. She plays on Two Broke Girls. I know. And I can't remember the actress' name. Welcome to ChaoticCorp. We don't know names.
I know her. Yeah, I'm sure that anyone know who you're talking about. If you guys don't, I'm so sorry. But yeah, that's where I'm at with WandaVision.
I would love
oh my god, she recasted Pietro, and then Pietro is just like, hey, I'm from the X-Men universe, but not really. I'm about to make a boner joke.
I remember doing the interview after that, or near that show coming out, and the guy he was...
You were doing the interview?
I'm sorry. He was doing an interview with other people from the X-Men verse.
I thought you went over there as a representative of ChaoticCorp.
That would be amazing, but no.
Sir, can you say a few words for our chat?
Can you say a few words to my friend Tristan? He couldn't be here.
He couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't. He doesn't even know about this, and he won't know about this. So
say hi to him. If he finds out, he won't be that mad at me.
By the way, do you have any applications that I can fill out, because I'm about to get fired from my own business?
Oh no, he's about to take the remaining 1% of the channel that we wouldn't touch. He has too much power.
He sent me a fax for like my signature so I could fire myself already. So I need a job, bro.
He's too powerful to be left alive. Why did I say that in Anakin's voice? I need him. There was an interview where he did an interview with the Fox Marvel universe, And someone asked him if he was going to be like an Avenger or something, and he was like, I can't answer that. So, but I don't know. Oh, dude, there's some wacky shit happens in that show. I want to try and watch the rest of that with you. So let me know when you're going to watch them. What would you rate this episode?
I would rate it a 7.5 out of 10.
I'd probably give it.
I only give it like negative one negative point for the ending.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
There were so many good things. I might have to give it an 8. I definitely was disappointed with the ending. Mm-hmm. And we still haven't seen Jake. We still. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm just now remembering there was a memory that we saw.
Okay. That's the thing. You're talking about the car, right?
Yeah, it ended up being Mark.
Yeah.
There was that. We thought it was Jake, but sadly it wasn't. So we really haven't seen. I don't think any more hints of Jake. I still thought for some reason when she said you guys aren't whole yet. Little did we know that she meant letting out all of your secrets to each other and figuring out stuff.
She meant that Jake needed to.
I thought she meant there's another person that needs to come out of the closet. Literally, but we didn't get that. And I kept thinking when Mark was in like dangerous peril, I didn't expect Steven to pick up the bat and start beating these sand zombies. I
didn't expect that either, but it was still cool.
It was cool, and he finally broke out of his shell, which was great. I half expected, because we saw how Steven was basically made, and I thought, if Steven can't do it, Steven's gonna make someone that can when Mark is in trouble. And then there would come Jake, a big tough guy kind of like Mark, although he doesn't, I was gonna say he doesn't have an accent, but he wouldn't have an accent because Mark doesn't have an accent. Steven does. But anyways, yeah, I mean, if they don't show us Jake, I mean, they already teased it. I feel like sometimes that's what Marvel does. They'll tease things and not give us the full thing.
He definitely exists. So
he definitely exists.
That's to be created now.
We just haven't figured out how he was created or which one of them created him, if that makes sense. So, yeah. It was an overall good episode. Didn't really like the ending. But
I'm sure they'll conclude in a way that we all agree with.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. But anyways, thank you for listening for another episode 5 of Moon Knight. I realized last episode I didn't punch in anything. So
you didn't?
Definitely follow us. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/HotPocket61. Follow Apollo at...
Follow me. Go on.
No, go ahead.
You can follow me at twitch.tv/ApolloYourKing. I do stream on the channel time to time. It's just the main ChaoticCorp channel. If you're listening on Spotify, it'll probably be linked in the description.
It will be. But yeah, we have a Discord. We have a Reddit. Follow those. Join.
Yeah.
We're trying to grow a community on Discord.
Yeah, we're trying. Yeah.
We've gotten a couple new members, but yeah. Thanks everyone, and have a good night.
Good night.